Good day and welcome to the Dispatch, a voice of reason in an increasingly unreasonable world. I'm Tom Gandley. Let's open the Dispatch and see what we've got. In Nigeria, Christians are being killed in large numbers by Muslim militants. The ICC, or International Christian Concern, puts the number of slaughtered Christians at between 50 and 70,000 since 2010. The Muslim terror organizations Al-Shabaab, an offshoot of Al-Qaeda, and Boko Haram, a grassroots terrorist group in Nigeria, are and have been the main antagonists, and a far more recent, lesser-known group, the Fulani militants, have focused on attacking Christian farmers in the middle belt of the nation. There are a few issues surrounding this violence against Christians, but primarily the cause is religious. The Fulani are Muslims too, and there have been many churches burned down, Christian homes and shops wrecked, and priests killed, with zero corresponding actions against mosques, imams, or Muslim businesses. Christians are clearly targeted out of hate. Although they've been out of the spotlight for a little while, these atrocities still occur frequently, most notably on Christmas Eve when gunmen killed 12 Catholics leaving midnight mass. Many of you are not aware of this, but March 8th was International Women's Day. Taking advantage of this, thousands of angry women in Mexico took to the streets to protest the treatment of females in that country. Their chief complaint was not discrimination in the workplace or against some perceived pay inequity, but rather a callous, lackadaisical attitude towards the large and growing volume of violent crime against women and girls. The rate at which females have been murdered compared to men over the last few years has been climbing. In 2020, for instance, 10 women a day were murdered in Mexico, and there were a reported 16,000 rapes. The Mexican government, headed by Andrés Obrador, has done nothing according to female protesters. Additionally, President Obrador has endorsed and supported a politician who has been accused of rape by multiple women. The hundreds of women who started the melee were armed with hammers, bats, and blowtorches, and many gathered at some places and began tearing down the protective fence around the Capitol building. Why does that just sound familiar? Police fired flashbang grenades and tear gas. At least 81 were injured during the protests. In the latest assault on free speech by Big Tech, Amazon has banned books from its sales platform, which may have, by their own standards, hate speech. Amazon's definition of hate speech is nebulous and inconsistent, as it changes often. Just this past summer, it changed the rules without notifying anyone, according to the Epoch Times. Amazon's definition is a big catch-all, and with the clause, quote, material we deem inappropriate or offensive, unquote. So who is the royal we in that statement? And could anything be whimsically determined to be hate speech? Particularly facts that don't conform to the leftist narrative of the woke mob? Facts? Yes, those truths that are unimpeachable in a court of law. That kind of hate speech? Amazon's actions are blatantly and terrifyingly unconstitutional and ought to be illegal. In the 2017 case of Mattal versus Tam, the Supreme Court of the United States judges unanimously stated that hate speech, whatever that may be, is in reality free speech and is protected under the First Amendment. Good for them. No doubt at the gas station you've seen the price per gallon rising at a fairly quick pace. Ever since being elected, the Biden administration's actions against the fossil fuel industry have driven up gasoline futures. The halting of the Keystone Pipeline is a prime factor. However, the recent cold weather along the East Coast and in the South have also created greater demand for oil. 1 year ago, a gallon of gasoline in the U.S. was just under $2, an average when the U.S. was energy independent and the oil market crashed in other parts of the globe. The U.S. Energy Information Administration has stated that it predicts a price per gallon of $2.75 very soon, and the independent Kiplinger report gives a far more dour look at prices, predicting gas in excess of $3 a gallon by year-end, if not sooner. And a gallon of diesel will reach that level in a few weeks. A barrel of West Texas crude has gone from $48 a barrel in January to $60 a barrel today. Gasoline has not been this pricey since the Obama administration in 2014. Good news here in the U.S., the CDC has stated that any and all coronavirus vaccine recipients can meet in groups without masks. No more limits on the number of people gathering together either, provided they've been inoculated. On the other hand, the Biden administration's CDC head, Rochelle Walensky, has said that now is not the time to stop wearing a mask. In recent weeks, Texas and Mississippi have eliminated any restrictions due to the coronavirus and resumed normal status. In Massachusetts, for instance, restaurants can again operate at full capacity. Walensky is optimistic about the COVID-19 being under control by late summer, however. And lastly, as opening day gets closer, the Major League Baseball teams may not have any fans in the stands, in all stadiums at least, but they'll have their critics and statisticians predicting where they'll finish up the season. The Major League Baseball morning lineup has stated that it's predicting the World Series winner in 2021 will be the LA Dodgers. They also give props to the New York Yankees to come in second, or let's say lose to LA in the series. Others in their choice for top 5 are the San Diego Padres, New York Mets, and Atlanta Braves, or whatever they'll be calling themselves by season's end. As for this guy from Brooklyn, New York, go Yankees, clobbered and bumps from LA, and that's the Dispatch, folks. We'll be back next week, so keep tuning into Resilience Talk Network for the Dispatch and Freedom's Herald, as well as Brad Neufeld, Jay Walter, and all your favorite podcasters. I'm Tom Gandley.